DIVALUTION, a show to empower, enlighten, and entertain divas and those that love us. And here's your host, Deb St.Hilaire.
Hello, and welcome to our first show of 2017. Boy, it's even weird to say that, 2017. I had to write it for the first time yesterday, and it was like I argued with my fingers. My fingers kept wanting to make a 6, and my brain was saying 7. So it was kind of weird. So here we are in our studio. I can't say brand new anymore because it's not. But things change here all the time, and that's what 2017 is going to bring, I think, to everybody. Big changes. And I think you know what I mean. I don't want to talk about it, but I think you know what I mean. So hopefully a lot of it will be good. And, you know, I always like the first show of the year because we do things a little differently the first show of every year. And I'll tell you some things that are going to be changing. Instead of having sponsor spotlight always in the studio, some of our sponsors didn't get noticed, enough attention given to them. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to pick a sponsor spotlight every week, and whether they're here or not, we're going to talk about them. That's right, we're going to talk about them behind their backs if necessary. But the good thing is they're all really good people that we love, know, and respect and do business with. So we all have stuff to say about them, no matter who's in the studio. Vino Wine Warehouse is one of our sponsors that I'm going to talk about right now. And tonight we're drinking a Mianetto Grande Rosé, and it's a little effervescent, it's dry, and it's bubbly, it's delicious. And it's kind of fun. Everybody will be telling you about that. And today is National Drinking Through a Straw Day. So we're all drinking through straws. And Mimi Matthews is my guest tonight, and the Zingy Divas are both here. So that's always fun. The Zingies are always fun. Sandy's been on vacation, so she's back now. She got dingier. Yeah. They made her ride in the dinghy on the cruise, too.
Did not. Have me on. Am I turned on?
Yes. So if you had your headphones on, you'd know that you were turned on. And our guest tonight is a lady that one of my friends, Melissa Hager, dragged me to meet at the Women to Women Expo, saying, you've got to meet her. And I did, and I'm so happy that I did. Welcome to the DIVALUTION show, Mimi Matthews.
Thank you. So good to be here.
Thank you very much. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm a retired elementary school teacher. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers. A single mom, I must say, because that qualifies me as walking a really difficult journey at times. My passion in life is to encourage and uplift others, especially women, and just really help for people to know how amazing they are and that they have a light to shine and that we need their light.
Very good. I like that. And the first time I laid eyes on you, you were surrounded by your pink and yellow and all your cool sayings, like my diva-isms, and they were kind of on the same order, just a couple words poignantly put together. And immediately I felt very akin to you. Yeah. So I really welcome you and thank you. It's really nice meeting people like you. And you know, that's what Women to Women's all about, that whole expo. I met so many cool people there.
I did too. It was a great time, actually. I kind of made a party out of it.
Yep, it was really fun. Hopefully they're going to do it again.
Yeah, I do.
At the Birch Run Expo Center. I think if they keep doing it there, it's right. Okay. So then Deb Collins is one of my favorite people.
Me too. Pretty amazing woman.
She is pretty cool. So, and you also write for Women to Women magazine.
I do.
And
Yes.
how on earth did you start making all your cards and all that stuff? What made you do that?
Well, okay, so I have had this journey, been through quite a bit actually, and it brought me to a place of real freedom and actually loving who I am and loving my own gifts and strengths and being able to declare those. Now, it wasn't a real short journey. It took quite a few years actually, but it's something that I'm very, very fervent about is learning how to lift yourself up and realize your own gifts and strengths and the abilities within you and celebrating those gifts and those characteristics. So I am a speaker and I speak life and truth. And I was going to do a vendor show. It's been about 2 years now, I think. And I realized that if I have a booth in a vendor show and I'm just standing there with my Passionista at large with the bare table, that it's going to be very hard to draw people over to come and talk to me. And if they would ever come over and talk to me, then they will fall in love with me and invite me to speak somewhere. But getting them to my booth in the first place was a challenge. So I thought, well,
so you were a speaker first.
Yeah, yes, I was absolutely.
See,
so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, you learn all kinds of stuff. So then I decided if I make some cards or something with some of these things that I say all the time to lift people up, maybe they would come and look at me and look at my stuff and we'd get to talking. And that's kind of what happened. And they just I sat down in front of a computer and I started designing and they just sprang out of my heart. That's all I can say. They just sprang out of my spirit. I've never designed, never been a graphic designer.
See, you would never know that. Isn't that something?
I know. It's pretty amazing.
I love when stuff like that happens.
So amazing. So in like 7 days, well, it was less than that. It was like 5 days because I had a deadline, right, for this to get them printed by this vendor show. I had like 20 designs. And of course, I didn't do anything else but design. My kids kind of foraged for their own food, and my house was like the pits and everything. But I designed.
You did it.
Oh my goodness! And they just sprang out of me, seriously. And they were all things that I have lived. They're all things that I've experienced, that I've said to other people, but that they were just things that I just really, really felt, and the designing all just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of happened. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch, I have to say, because like I said, I'd never done anything like
it's
this
what you
before.
were meant to do.
I believe it. I believe it goes hand in hand.
It's funny how things like that happen.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
2 years.
Only 2 years,
yes.
too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Isn't that amazing?
It really is.
My
I love it.
Come so far.
I love stories like that.
I do too. It's awesome. It really is.
It's so as a coach, it's so cool that you found that niche, because what were the chances of that?
I know. Well, and I have actually written for another magazine called Abrazine, and I remember writing this article, Sometimes a Dream Finds Us. Oh my gosh, because I never knew I wanted to do this. I never in my life. Now, my little sister had said to me, Mimi, because I'd been making memes for my blog posts and sometimes to put on Facebook or whatever, and she was looking through them one day, and she said, Mimi, you need to make cards to sell. And I was like, right, who's going to buy my cards? I don't think so.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, I know. And that was in September, and I had this vendor show in November, the month later. And seriously, I called her up and said, Mindy, you're never going to guess what I'm doing. And I told her I'm making cards to have at my vendor show. She says, well, it's about time you did that.
Oh, that's
and she said,
so
people
funny.
will buy them. They will love them. And sure enough, that's what's happened.
And they are so cute and colorful and cheery. And we're going to be carrying them here.
I'm so excited.
I am too. I just think it'll be really fun.
Yes.
One of the things when we got this location, last year, my word of the year was visibility. And I didn't know how it was going to come about, but here we are, and we couldn't get more visible than this.
Exactly.
and then it seemed so silly to be on this corner and not have stuff to sell, not to go retail. But
Exactly.
I don't want to just have stuff.
Right.
I want to have
With
meaningful things,
With
right? So I want women to come in here and go, oh,
yeah.
and that's what our salt lamps have done. the crystals hopefully will do that, my Reiki practice, and now your cards. It's
So
like a
excited.
natural progression, isn't it?
And we're so much of the same heart.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. We
Not
just
the
are.
same height, but the same
No,
heart.
not at all. The same
Sure,
height.
not the same height.
If y'all could just see us together. We'll have to put a picture on Facebook so they can see the Mutt and Jeff of us.
You need to do that. Yeah.
That's my friend
Oh.
Linda Sarantis is very tall too, and we look so funny together.
Lord.
How tall is she? Like 6'3" or something,
Oh,
isn't
no.
she? She's at least 6 foot.
She's not 6 foot.
Oh yeah, Linda Sarantis, the belly
Is she
dancer.
really?
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. But
Yeah.
I didn't think she was that much
Yeah.
taller than me.
Oh yeah.
I'm 5'6".
Oh, she's taller
That's
than
funny.
you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fun too. Anyway, we have to get her to come on soon too because her show's coming up.
Yeah, like you.
So anyway, so you tell us about your speaking engagements.
Well, okay, let me say this. In 19, holy moly, in 2000, wow, in 2011, I really felt like I was supposed to step out and proclaim that I was a speaker. And that is when I created Passionista at Large. And that's kind of my umbrella for my speaking and my cards and
So
whatever
that was
I do.
2011.
Yes, so it's been 5 years. Because it was in like November 2011. Okay. So I just stepped out and started saying, I'm a speaker, I'm a speaker, I'm a speaker. And it took 4 years for me to have my first speaking engagement. And I like to say that I speak truth because that's what I really, really try to do. And my main thing that I talk about is not believing the lies that we hear in our brains and not believing the lies that many people have said about us, but reframing our thinking and throwing those lies down. I like to say that we stomp them and start speaking truth to ourselves instead and proclaiming who we really are, who we're created to be, who we are uniquely, that nobody can ever be like we are. Nobody can do for our world what we can do. Nobody can shine our light because it's our own unique purpose. And every single one of us has one. But as long as we speak those lies to ourselves, as long as we say, I'm too stupid, I'm too ugly, I'm not rich enough, I'm not famous enough, I don't have good enough words. I say that to myself all the time. Yeah, but so-and-so does it so much better. But that's baloney because there is no better. There is no better. It's not a comparison.
Right.
Nobody can do what I can do. No one
Right.
can do what you can do.
Right.
Who says that what so-and-so is doing is better than what I'm doing? No, because there's always somebodies who need us.
Exactly.
Who need what we say.
And you know, that is so very true because you can say the same thing that I say in the way that you say it, and it will resonate with somebody more than what I'm saying.
And you know why? It's because we have walked different journeys
Right.
and we speak from where we've walked.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's a good point. You know, basically that's exactly what I do. And it's funny because it's really weird to me how parallel our paths are.
I know, this is so
And
crazy.
in 2011 was when I started writing the book. And I got it. The first copy came to me on my birthday in 2012. So,
Cool. Very
and
cool.
that's when I started speaking and actually that was the same year as I got my first radio show on a different network though. Well, of course this one was in existence. How could I get it on this one? Duh. And yeah, and I would have never thought this. I would have never thought this. But one of my cousins said to me one day, remember when we were little and you used to carry around Uncle Johnny's tape recorder and interview everybody at parties?
Oh my goodness.
And I forgot all about that. And as soon as he said that, I could smell that tape recorder and hear that tape running.
for sure.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it is. So I wonder if you thought back, if you could, like when you colored and stuff, what colors did you color with? I bet if you thought back, there
Well,
would
let
be
me just say
something.
this, okay? In
Yes.
7th grade, Miss Penty